What is the order of precedence in an Excel formula? Let me demonstrate this by writing a simple formula, and the task here is very simple. I'd like to just come over to this cell and say 2 plus 3 and multiply the result by 4. So I'll say equals 2 plus 3 and multiply the result by 4. When I hit enter key on the keyboard, you can see I get 14, but this is an incorrect result. We all know that the result is supposed to be 20, but why are we getting 14? I'll come back in a moment to this particular formula and correct it, but for now, let me explain why we are getting 14. Literally, when Excel processes a formula, it does not always calculate expressions from left to right. Instead, Excel assigns different levels of importance to different mathematical operators. This is what is known as the order of precedence. And in most Excel calculations, we use basically 8 mathematical operators, and this is the order of importance table ranked from high priority to low priority, and this is the order that Excel uses in its brain while dealing with calculations inside formulas. Now when we come back over to this formula to check what exactly is happening, is because the multiplication symbol is given much higher priority than the addition symbol, that's why it's processing fast here. And you see it's giving us 3 multiplied by 4, which gives us a 12, and then later it adds on a 2, and then you end up with 14, which is wrong. To correct this, we need to introduce brackets or parentheses so that we can create our own custom order of precedence. So I'll come over here and say equals, I open brackets, and then I say 2 plus 3, close brackets, and then multiply the result by 4. Now by just introducing these brackets here, I'm literally telling Excel that please process this formula from left to right instead of following the order of precedence that Excel knows in its brain. Now when I hit enter key on the keyboard, you can see we get the correct result, which is at 20. Now before we proceed to look at more 2 examples, it's critical to keep in mind that there are other key factors that Excel may consider while processing operations in a formula. For example, the multiplication and the division have equal status in Excel regardless of their position. What this practically means is that when a formula contains only multiplication and the division symbols, then Excel will process them as they appear from left to right and not following the order of precedence that Excel knows in its brain. Similarly, the addition and the subtraction operators also have equal status to each other, and the same is true for the greater than and the less than symbols. Now let us explore more 2 examples. But before we do that, if you're getting value out of this video, give it a like or leave any comment. This will help the YouTube algorithm push this video to other people like you. Thank you for doing that, and please do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel in case this is your first time here. Now coming back to the video, in this formula example, you can see this one will be processed from left to right. Why? Because it contains both the addition and the subtraction symbols. We've just said that these have equal status in the order of precedence table. So I literally come in here and say equals 10 plus 2 minus 4. When I hit enter key, I get my result, which is absolutely correct. Similarly, if I don't use hard coding, I can come over to this cell and say equals F3 plus G3 minus H3. When I hit enter key, this will give us the same results. However, for this particular formula example, it will not be processed from left to right. Why? Simply because it has symbols or operators that do not have the same equal status. For example, I'll come over to this cell and say equals whatever is in F10 minus whatever is in G10, and then divide the result by whatever is in H10. When I hit enter key on the keyboard, you can see we get 9.5, which is absolutely incorrect. If I'd like to correct this, I'll head over to this cell and say equals, and I'll introduce my control, which is the brackets or the parenthesis, to tell Excel that please, I'm doing a custom order of precedence. I'll open parenthesis and then point over to whatever is in cell F10 minus whatever is in cell G10. I close parenthesis. I'm simply telling Excel that process this formula from left to right. I'll divide the result by whatever is in H10. When I hit enter key on the keyboard, you can see we get the correct value, which is at 2. By the way, if you'd like to advance your Excel knowledge, join our WhatsApp group. The link is in the description of this video to enjoy free live Excel classes. Or watch the video that is showing on your screen. See you in the next one.